The Supreme Court recently issued notices to both the Centre and the Election Commission of India on one of the biggest issues affecting our elections, the problem of freebies. Freebies are those perks or free items or services political parties offer to people just before the elections in order to secure votes from the citizens. These freebies could be anything, ranging from laptops, televisions, cycles, mobile phones to tablets, fans, gold coins, cash transfer, free electricity, mixer grinders and many others. The Supreme Court had earlier asked both the Centre and the Election Commission to frame guidelines to stop political parties from handing over irrational freebies to people, as these freebies that are given to people actually come from public funds. During the recent proceedings, the Supreme Court also referred to the 2013 judgment in the S. Subramaniam Balaji vs. State of Tamil Nadu case, in which the court had said that although the law is obvious that the promises in the election manifesto cannot be construed as corrupt practice under Section 123 of the Representation of Peoples Act, the reality cannot be ruled out that distribution of freebies of any kind undoubtedly influences all people. It shakes the root of free and fair elections to a large degree. The court had also said that Article 324 of the Indian Constitution gives the power to the Election Commission of India to hold free and fair elections. But having said that, the court noted that so far there is no enactment or law that directly governs the contents of the election manifesto, and the court directed the Election Commission of India to frame guidelines for the same in consultation with all the recognized political parties. So in this judgment, the court had made two very important points to bring in electoral reforms and regulate the flow of freebies. The court asked the Election Commission to frame guidelines to govern the contents of the election manifesto. The court recognized the need for a separate legislation to be passed by the legislature in this regard for governing political parties. But despite these directions, unfortunately, so far, no steps have been taken to regulate the flow of these freebies in our elections. The Supreme Court has now asked the Election Commission of India on what steps it has taken after those directions were passed in 2013. Coming back to this election season, all political parties have announced freebies to the voters. In Uttar Pradesh, Samajwadi Party's Akhilesh Yadav has announced free electricity for irrigation for farmers. The Aam Aadmi Party has announced 300 units of free electricity if they are voted to power. The BJP in turn has promised 1,100 rupees for primary school students for buying school stuff and 2,000 rupees to 1 lakh girl students. The Congress Party has offered smartphones and electric two-wheelers for women. In Punjab, Chief Minister Charanjit Singh Channi has offered freebies worth 15,000 crore rupees. Similarly, in other poll-bound states as well, all political parties have made promises and offered freebies to voters. The fact is that even in debt-ridden states, political parties have gone on to mindlessly offer freebies. It is time both the Election Commission and our lawmakers initiate measures to stop our political parties from doling out freebies to bribe voters. These freebies are being given to clearly induce voters into voting for a particular political party. It is given from public funds. Because of the freebie culture in our politics, the voter's choice gets manipulated. It leads to fiscal burden on states and is a recipe for economic disaster. It's high time this practice is curtailed, and it's time voters also desist from voting for a party solely on the basis of the freebies offered, because as they say, there is no such thing as a free lunch in this world. Everything comes at a cost or a hidden cost. Sooner or later, there will always be a price to pay for these freebies. In this case, when money power shapes politics and elections in the country, democracy pays the price for it.